Hello friends, I'm Abby and today I'm setting up my January bullet journal spreads. And I'm so excited for this year of bullet journaling because I've decided to do themes based on my favorite things each month. And this first month I am doing kind of a mountains or camping theme, since that is one of my favorite things to do and one of my favorite places to travel. I absolutely love going to the mountains and I really love camping, so this is going to be such a fun theme for me to set up. I'm currently setting up my cover page, and on it I am using a doodle that I saw on Pinterest, which I will try to find again and link down below. And it's kind of this mountain range over top of what looks like water. I just absolutely loved it. It's so simple to make. It's just lines and, quick movements of the pen, so it was super easy. And as you can see, I put a little tent in the cover page as well. The quote that I'm using for my quote page says, "The best view comes after the hardest climb." And I thought that this was perfect for the first month of a new year because last year, as we all know, was kind of difficult. So this quote about the best view coming after the hardest climb really is just a hopeful look at how 2021 is going to be better. Next up is my calendar spread, which this month I tried something a little bit different. I went with 5x5 boxes instead of my usual 6x6. This just gave me a little extra room to doodle and to put a task list in here. I usually do 6x6, but my task list has to be pretty small, and this month I am going back to my usual spreads for weekly spreads, so my task list needed to be something that I could fit on my calendar page. The washi tape I'm using is from Simply Gilded, and I absolutely love it. It's my new favorite washi tape, so check out their website if you want to find some really beautiful washi tape. Along the bottom of my calendar spread, I'm just drawing a mountain range. Mountains are super easy to draw. You really just wing it, and then I add a few lines down the side, and then you kind of scratch out along those lines to show some shading. It's super simple, and I really loved adding some more doodles to my spreads that were really easy. And the trees at the bottom are super easy too. They're just quick dashes with my pen. Next up is my brain dump page. I go with a 2-page spread for my brain dump because I need the room. As someone with anxiety, having that extra space to put ideas and to categorize my thoughts each month is really, really helpful. And on this bottom right corner, I am just drawing out a little tent and a little lantern. I really miss camping. I haven't been in a while, and I'm looking forward to when I can get back out there and camp again. So this theme was super fun to put together. Next up is my mood tracker, which this was also inspired by something I saw on Pinterest. Basically what I'm doing is I drew 3 mountains, one main one in the center and 2 small ones on the side, and I'm just breaking those mountains up with random lines into 31 separate sections, and in each of those sections I'll color it in based on my mood. This is super easy to set up, and at the end of the month I will have a fully drawn in mountain range, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like, because I always love to see mood trackers that are fully filled out when they're filled out with color. On this right-hand page, I am setting up my habit tracker, which I'm going back to the way that I used to set up my habit trackers, because I found that I just wasn't using my spread as often, and it's important to me to use my bullet journal to track my habits, so I want to keep switching it up if I'm not actually using it, to try something new. So what I'm doing is I'm outlining what the calendar for January looks like. I don't fill in the lines because I don't need them, and it doesn't feel like it's worth the time for me, so I just leave them open like that. And what I do is I choose a different habit for each little calendar box, and I just mark a circle on the day if I completed that task or that habit. And at the bottom, I'm drawing the mountain range that you guys just saw, although this time I added in the little tent and a sun. Next up is my expenses tracker. I really have been enjoying tracking my expenses. It's definitely hard when you use a debit card mostly to track how much you're spending, and this just helps keep me accountable. So all I do is I have a week, a description of what I'm buying, how much I spent, and how much I have left in my personal budget. Under the week column, I'm just drawing different camping items. So as you can see, I drew a tent, a little campfire, a tree, a bedroll, and then a little compass. And I colored these in using the colors from my theme. So obviously fire isn't blue and trees aren't blue, but it fit with the theme. So I didn't want to stray from that. I'm still working out how to use this circle maker. I have seen it be used to make moons before, but clearly I haven't figured it out yet, so I'm just kind of winging it. And this doodle is also based on something I saw on Pinterest. I changed it up a little bit. The one on Pinterest was much more intricate and had a lot more stuff going on, but I loved this idea of having a moon with the mountain range inside of it, so that is the aspect that I used for this doodle. And then it's time to set up my weekly spreads, which I use a 12 by 14 box. And I normally do something more exciting for my weekly spreads, but for this weekly spread I needed to include more days than usual, so it is not going to have any cool doodles on it, but that's okay. It works for what I need it for. And what I'm doing is I draw a little line in each box, and this is kind of where I separate my events from my tasks. I tried writing on the washi tape, but it just didn't work out, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, so I just decided not to do anything, which happens sometimes, and it's totally okay. That's the fun of bullet journaling, is it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to match what I'm imagining in my mind, which is great because, as you can see, I messed up quite a bit in setting up these bullet journal spreads, but it's totally fine, and I ended up loving this theme. It's one of my all-time favorites. I had so much fun setting this up, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are having a fantastic month and a fantastic 2021, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.